viewers, welcome back to my NetSec YouTube channel. This is Johnny. Through this YouTube channel, I constantly share my findings from the internet regarding networking and security and cloud related topics, which I found is very useful and you might be interested to that as well. So previously in this channel, I already shared a couple of ways to get yourself a permanent VPS from Oracle Cloud or from Microsoft Azure or from Google Cloud Platform. Using their free tier resources, you don't have to pay anything. You will find you still need to provide your credit card information, and also the VPS performance is kind of limited since memory is only 1 GB and the CPU also limited, which you can barely run a Windows OS system through a DD process. In this video, I'm going to show you some other easy ways to get you a temporary Windows OS in the cloud, which you don't need to provide your credit card information, and also the performance is quite reasonable to run most of the applications since the memory is much higher than just 1 GB RAM. Now let's start it. As usual, all process has been recorded into my blog post. You will find it from my cybersecurity memo blog, blog.51sec.org. This blog post, how to get a free temporary Windows virtual machine in the cloud. So there's actually 3 different ways to do that. First one is using Microsoft Learn virtual machine. You just need to click the page. Let's open it in a new tab. So since I already logged into Microsoft Learn using my personal account, so if you don't have an account for it, just create one for yourself. After that, just click my blog post link, which I also gonna show it in the video description. So actually this is the lab work with Microsoft Office integration. You can launch VM mode here. So let's go through the process to see what kind of virtual machine you will get. The first thing, you need to verify your account by fixing a puzzle. Done. So they verified you are a real person, not a bot. So then they were setting up your lab environment. So based on the screen text, it will be ready in 1 minute. So I'm gonna pause the video recording and come back once it's ready. After probably less than 1 minute, I will get this window, which gonna show you a Windows login screen through your browser. On your right panel, it is a lab explanation. So you can read this lab, but we don't have to follow it. So we're gonna log in using the username password administrator, and the password here you can copy it, and also from here you can type text or type clipboard text or type password. So we're gonna type password, direct login. Right away you are able to log into this virtual machine in the cloud. Let's look at the system. So we have 12 GB installed RAM in this machine, and the CPU you will get 6 virtual processors. Comparing to the free tier resource we got through Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud Platform or Oracle Cloud, this is much better, which also allows you to do more testing and more labs. Unfortunately, there's a limitation. You only can use this machine for 2 hours. That you will find it from here. You only can use it 1 hour 58 minutes now, since it has been running for 2 minutes already. But this is a good machine to use. There's an Office already been pre-installed. There are other applications also has been installed for you to use. SQL Server also been installed. Visual Studio Tools is also been installed. IS10 Express. So as mentioned, this is powerful machine having 12 GB RAM, 6 virtual CPU processors. You will be able to run most of the application without problem. You also able to go to internet without problem. You can go anywhere you want. You can surf the internet, install the application you found from the internet, and feel free use it for 2 hours. That's our first way to get yourself a free temporary virtual machine. If you think 2 hours is not long enough for you to do testing, I have another way to run a sandbox virtual machine in Microsoft Learn for 4 hours. So here is the process. Same thing, you just need to open this page. You will be put into an exercise which you will be able to activate the sandbox to practice this exercise. You will need to review your permission once you click the button to activate your sandbox. Just accept it. It's verifying the permissions, creating all kinds of resource groups and resources in the background for you to run. So the sandbox has been activated. The time remaining is 3 hours 59 minutes. Since it has been run 1 minute, the total will be 4 hours. Every day you can activate your sandboxes 10 times. So right now we are used 1 time. So that here shows just 1 of 10 sandboxes. What we will get is on your right panel, you will have Azure Cloud Share Terminal. So it's waiting you to enter the command like this to create your resources. You may wondering, do I need to know how to write a good Azure Cloud Share to launch resources? You don't need that. There's a couple ways to do it. The easiest way to do it is run a script, which is already been compiled by some genius, created and put in the GitHub. So here is GitHub page. Let's take a look at that. Basically, this GitHub repository is to launch some virtual machines using Microsoft Learn Sandbox. So after you click on Activate Sandbox, you can paste this code into Azure Cloud Share Terminal. This code will launch you a Windows 11, Windows 10, or Windows 2022 virtual machine through those defined area. If you only want to launch a Windows 11, here is a simple command as well. But for us, we're gonna try this command. We're gonna copy this script and launch it through Azure Cloud Share. Paste. So there's an option here. You have 7 regions to choose where to launch your virtual machine. So I'm going to choose 2 US, East US, and then there's 7 options for the Windows OS you would like to launch. So I'm gonna launch number 4, Windows 11 Azure Virtual Desktop. And I get the final option to choose high performance, or you need a nested virtualization. High performance probably better for me. Then setting up. We're gonna wait. So this is the one way you can launch the virtual machine in a sandbox to testing. At the same time, I'm gonna show you the Azure portal, what you will see from there. So we logged in Microsoft Azure. Right now we are on the Microsoft Learn Sandbox directory. So let's look at virtual machines here. So you can see there's a VM has been created. Since we launched the command, it's still creating in process, it's running. You can see the status is creating. Let's take a look at it again. So we already have public IP. Most likely the creating process is almost the end. You can directly try to log in by copying this public IP address using remote desktop connection in your computer, MSTSC client to log into the remote machine. Let's give it a try. It seems the process haven't done yet. We probably give it another 1 or 2 minutes. Now it looks good. As you can see here, the VM is running. We got the public IP address. It was failed, but then now it's a good time to give it a try. Right away we got the credential page, the username and the password. I'm showing here. You can just directly copy it, and then right away we were able to log in. So as you can see, we logged in, but we get this message to say setting up internet access. Wait, and there's an OK button there. Click on it, and then right away we got the setup internet access complete, VM ready. Good. So here are some messages from the author of this script. Basically, they tell you where is the script coming from and some limitation here. So one thing you will need to know is originally the sandbox will have limited internet access. Basically, you won't be able to surf the internet because of those limitations on the Microsoft Sandbox. But the author of this script has put into some special method in the virtual machine, which will allow you to go to internet without problem. So let's give it a try here. We have Google Chrome installed. CPU, we got 2 CPUs, 2 virtual processors, and memory 7 gig. Comparing to the free tier, still much better. Let's check what is my IP. That's good. Let's check my website. No problem. Let's check YouTube. All seems good as well. So you probably got the same access with using other virtual machine created by yourself. There's still have a little bit limitation. You won't be able to pin this 8.8.8.8, but you are able to go to internet using your browser to downloading and installing the software without problem from there. So as said before, this is 4 hours virtual machine, and you can have 10 of them per day, so which is more than enough for normal testing purpose. If you're still thinking the first 2 methods are probably too many works, you need to have a Microsoft account, you need to activate it, you need to wait a bit, and then to get the sandbox to run. There's an easy way. Again, you can use instruct Windows Sandbox as well. Unfortunately, it's only 5 minutes, but it's enough for you to test some web page or test small application. What you need to do is just open this page, then you will be redirected to the instruct Windows Virtual Desktop. There's a continue track button here. Click on it. Then you will get a welcome to instruct this message here. Click start. If you're lucky enough, then you should be able to directly to log into the virtual machine provided to you. Sometimes if the resource is quite busy, you may get to wait in a queue for 1 or 2 minutes. Again, this is a full functional Windows system. You will have internet access. You will have 7.5 gigabytes memory for the CPU. You will have 2 virtual processors. Only limitation is the time. You only will be able to run it in 5 minutes. Let's check what is our IP. You get the IP address. You also can go to YouTube. You may not have sound. That's not a big issue if you are just for testing, since you only can use it for 5 minutes. So that's pretty much all methods I have for a temporary virtual machine running Windows in the cloud. If you have more other ways, please let me know. I can add it into my blog post, show to everyone. That's all for today. If you like this video, give me your thumb up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you for watching. See you in my next episode.